let's see where it's recording to. So how do I do this more? I shouldn't have any issues with disappearing, but if I do, then Colleen and Victoria will be there to save the day. So thank you. I've just made you guys co-hosts. What we're going to start off with doing is we're going to come and lie on our backs. We're going to start in constructive rest pose today. You have probably done this with me many times in my classes. If you can't remember, it's literally, I'm just going to stay here while I talk, and then I'll move to my mat a little later. You can come and lie on your back. Way works for you. It might be more comfortable for you to have your knees bent and your feet flat on the mat. That might be better for your back. It might even be more comfortable to have a block or a pillow underneath your buttocks to lift the sacrum a little, or to have a folded towel underneath your neck. So we're going to be here for about 10 minutes or so to really allow the body to relax and release, and not just the body, but doing the same for our mind. So we'll go through kind of a little bit of the elements or the chakras. We're going to work through them in a slightly different way. So you can always place a hand on a different part of your body as we progress through the stages, or you can just lie there, as you want. So really making it your own practice, your own this evening, making sure that you're completely comfortable and at ease. And if you do need to change the position of your legs or your knees or your head while you're resting here, then obviously please go ahead and do so. So as you start off in your constructive rest position, again, just lying in whichever way works for you, you're going to allow your eyes to close if that feels good enough for you this evening. And allow yourself to become present. So just take a moment to maybe connect with your physical body. How does your physical body feel right now? Is it feeling light and free? Is it feeling open? Is there an area of tension or tightness? Is there a little niggling somewhere? Just becoming aware of the physical body and noticing, observing how it feels. Some days are better than others, and seeing where you are on that spectrum. And then kind of as we move to the next chakra, the water element, the sacral center, thinking of your emotions and how is your emotional state at the moment. Have you maybe had a bit of a trying or testing day? Have you been a little bit emotional? Have they been up and down? Or has it been fairly stable, fairly serene? Have you maybe not felt any emotion? Have you tried to suppress some emotions? Just inquiring where and what is your emotional state right now. And we do this without a sense of judgment, without saying that this state is right and this state is wrong. It's just inquiring to see how it is we feel and where we are. It gives us such a good baseline from where we're working from. And then moving on to pretty much the fire element, the mental activity, our personal power, and inquiring how the mind is, the mental state. Has the mind been super active today? Have you been jumping from thought to thought, from activity to activity? Or have there been pauses in your thinking? there been a break between activities, between thoughts? Or has that monkey mind been running riot today? Just inquiring about your mental state. Again, without judgment. Just observing, just noticing. And then moving on to our next center, the air element, the heart space. And just taking a smooth, deep breath into that chest, into that heart space. And letting tightness and tension melt away, disappear. And often if you think about pretty much the storm that you guys experienced yesterday in Cape Town, the kind of whooshing and kind of the winds causing a bit of turmoil. And is that the space that kind of your heart center is in at the moment? Is there kind of a lot of wind movement activity happening and things are just moving around out of control? Or is it they're just like a very gentle, soft breeze within you, where things are just flowing, like today, where things are quiet and still? Just realizing that it is fine, it is normal to have this turmoil going through, but then to also notice that there is that stillness, that quietness that comes afterwards. So if there is something that unsettles you or upsets you, if you maybe snapped at the children or a person or a dog or whatever, maybe realizing that that is absolutely fine. That is not your continuous state. And that state disappears and it quietens down as well. And then you can return into that balanced, more you space. So if there is a bit of a storm within you today, allow that storm to settle now. And if it's completely calm and still, maybe just allow just a little breeze, a little bit of movement. So there is some movement in your system. For stuck emotion, stuck mental, like to be blown away. And then just allow yourself to go into a space of expansion, the ether element, that space of possibility. And the sense where there is space within you and all around you. And sometimes we feel too spacious, like we're too airy-fairy, too out there, and sometimes we need a little bit of a container. So if you feel you need a little bit of a container this evening, just imagine your physical body containing the energy within you. And if you feel you need a little bit of space, feel that you can just breathe into the space past your physical being. The beautiful thing is we can always adapt what we need to the state we're in right now, and none of us are in exactly the same space. Super. And then as you find things settle and quiet, and allow your attention to move to Ajna chakra, your third eye center, or even to the crown of your head. And with your awareness and your attention there, you may want to take 3 slow, deep breaths. You may want to chant the Om sound 3 times. You may want to think of 3 things you're grateful for. Just take the next little while to do what feels right and what comes naturally. And after that stillness, that quiet time that you've used to connect, allow yourself to become more present, bringing yourself back, or becoming more aware of the physical state of your being, your body, the body resting on the mat. And realizing that as you lie in your constructive rest pose, how it can really relieve and ease any tightness, any tension around the sacrum, the pelvis. You've created a little bit more space and freedom there. That you've been able to relax the face and the shoulders, and that you are now ready to begin the practice in a more centered space and kind of a space where you're more connected to you, so that you now know and can feel exactly what it is your body is needing, what your body is wanting. And then when you are ready, you can then release your legs and you can bring your knees to your chest, coming up into your Apanasana. So placing the hands lightly onto your knees. Inhale as you straighten your arms, sending your legs away from you. Exhale as you bend your elbows, drawing your knees towards you. Inhaling, sending the legs away. Exhaling, drawing your knees towards you. So a few rounds of your Apanasana. Moving from a state of where we were in kind of stability, where we were just lying, to now a little bit of movement. And from here on your next exhalation, when your knees are to your chest, let them stay there. Let the arms come down alongside your body. If it feels right and okay to do legs and arms, you can do so. Nice and gently inhale as you extend your legs up and take the arms behind you as far as the shoulders allow. And exhale as you bend your knees and bring the arms back down. If you want, you keep this movement really soft and smooth with the knees bent. If you feel you need to work strongly into the legs, then you can straighten into the back of the legs and press through the heels. But if your hamstrings are tight, if your back has been niggling, maybe just keep everything soft and light, the knees soft and light, without straining, without forcing. That's it. So as you're exhaling, the knees bend, the arms come down. As you inhale, you can open. And if it doesn't feel comfortable breathing in this way, then breathe the other way. It is fine this evening. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Beautifully and slow. And then releasing. Soles of the feet come to the mat. We're going to place the hands into the abdomen, allow the elbows to come out to the sides. The feet are not quite mat width apart, they're just a little bit wider than maybe hip width apart, settling and softening into the hips and the pelvis. As you exhale, let the knees release over to the right side and your head can turn to the left. And as you inhale, head and knees to the center. And exhaling, knees over to the left and head can turn to the right. Taking ourselves into a twist. Can you breathe yourself to neutral? And can you allow your exhalation to soften into the posture? So there's no force, there's no strain, there's the breath moving you. And enjoying that sensation. The next time the knees are over to the right side, see if they can stay there. How does the left leg feel? How does the knee feel? How does the lower back feel? Do you need to maybe move or adjust a part of the body so that you can create a bit more space or to release any little tightness or tweaks? please do so. Feel that the hands are on the abdomen. They'll probably have slid a little over to the left side. And allow your full attention to be on that left side, the side of kind of where the stomach lies, the spleen, pancreas, that descending colon. Noticing or acknowledging those internal organs and all that they do for us, keeping us healthy, balanced. And then with an inhalation, bring yourself back to the center. You may need a moment to realign again. You may need to lift the buttocks and place it back down, adjust the position of the feet. And then with an exhalation, the knees can move over to the left and the head can turn to the right. And you'll find that the hands have slid over to the right side. So pretty much the side of where your right kidney is, the liver, that ascending colon. And we're breathing into the space here. Softening into the knee, softening into the hip and the back. And then when you're ready, inhaling, bringing yourself back to the center. And giving those knees a good squeeze, drawing them in. And lovely. Holding them for a moment. Everything back into alignment. You bring the ankle bones to touch. Can you bring the bunion bones towards each other? Can you spread your toes? And then from there, you can swing yourself up. You can hear the nightlife has got a little crazy here. So I'm going to just close the doors in a moment. Because I'm sure it's quite noisy on your side. So while I do that, you can bring yourself into Baddha Konasana, the cobbler. Feel that you can bring the soles of your feet together. If you would like to sit on a pillow or a hard block, you can do so. And while you're sitting in your Baddha Konasana, your cobbler, feel that you can soften and release into those inner thighs. Feel that you can relax into your shoulders. And just breathe. You might notice that if there is quite a bit of tightness in the hips, that you might need a pillow or a towel or a blanket to sit on. It's always nice to have something handy when you do your yoga so that you can adapt. And then it might just create another extra sense of release and freedom for you. And we can move a little here. So as you exhale, allow the chest to release towards the ground, in the direction of the ground, inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling as you rock forward, and inhaling as you come back up. Keep it once more. And release. If you feel that your legs need to stay here a little bit longer to soften and to ease open, they can stay here, otherwise you can cross them. We're going to take the right arm behind us, and you're going to take your left hand and you see if you can grab hold of your wrist, or if you can grab hold of your forearm. I'll turn around so that you can see. And you're just gently going to ease that arm across to the side. Just a few times. Just gently working into that shoulder. You're pulling the one side over. Maybe one or two more times. And release. And then do the same thing on the other side. So you're bending the opposite arm. You can grab hold of the hand, the wrist, the forearm, whatever you can get hold of comfortably. And then you're just gently drawing it over to the side. Depending on how much mobility, flexibility, movement you have in the shoulders will determine on what you're able to grab hold of and how far that arm is comfortable with moving. Super. Last time. And then we release. Move it into shoulder circles. Inhale as the shoulders come up and back. Exhale down and around. That's it. If you need to release out of your cobbler, the inner thighs are needing to come out of it, do so. If you're happy to stay there and it's a comfortable position for you, you're welcome to stay in your cobbler. Let's circle the shoulders the other way. And then bringing your right arm up in front of you, bend your elbow, grab hold of that elbow, and just gently guide that arm up as if we're working into the cow face. We're keeping this arm supported. We're going to allow the lower ribs to release backwards a little so that it feels as if we're leaning into a wall behind us, support behind us. And then from here, we're going to lean over to the left side so that you can feel that you're able to open up through that right arm, armpit, and down into the waist a little. Let your inhalation bring you back to the center. And as you exhale, leaning over. If it doesn't feel right for the shoulders this evening, please leave this out or continue with shoulder circles. If you're working dynamically, this time when you're there, stay there, hold it, breathe into it. Smile. And the inhalation brings you back up, and the exhalation releases. If you've been crossing your legs, then just change the cross of your legs. If you're still in the cobbler, you're absolutely fine there. And then we'll do the opposite arm. So you can bring the left arm up, bend the elbow, use the right hand to just gently guide that elbow back and up. Watch that you're not dropping the head, see if you can keep the chin lifted. Allow yourself to feel as if you're leaning back a little. Sacrum, pelvis, heavy and grounded, rooted. And then you can start leaning over to the right side, inhaling back to the center and exhaling over. Moving at a comfortable pace. The rhythm of your breath. If you feel that you need extra pauses today, if that's what you're needing, if things have been too busy and you need to slow down, then add the extra pauses in. If you feel you want to do it with the eyes closed, close the eyes. The next time you're leaning over to the right, stay there, hold it, breathe, but don't feel that you need to strain or force. Allow yourself to soften into the shoulders. And when you're ready, inhaling, coming back up, reaching those arms up, and the exhalation brings them down, floats them down. Lovely. Okay. Right, onto all fours. We're going to be coming back down and seated in a moment. So for now, let's bring the knees underneath the hips. Put both hands under the shoulders, couple of calf stretches. As usual, the inhalation opens you up. With the exhalation, you can enjoy the spine rounding and releasing. Inhaling, opening, and exhaling, rounding. Super. Keep up and working with your calf stretch. If this feels right for you and this is where you need to or would like to stay here. If you're ready to go a little bit further, your inhalation, you can tuck under the toes And then as you exhale, lifting up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, your down facing dog with the knees nicely bent and spine long. Let the inhalation bring you back down into your knees. Maybe allow the exhalation to take you back into a child's pose. Inhale into a cat stretch with a nice neutral spine. Tuck under the toes. Exhaling. Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. Let your inhalation bring you back down to the mat with control. Let your exhalation take you back into a child's pose. Your inhalation can lift you up into a nice neutral cat position. Toes tuck under. Exhale, downward facing dog with the knees bent and the buttocks high, pressing down into your hands. The inhalation brings you back down. The exhalation into a child's pose. Doing one more round in your own time. So that there's a little bit of movement within the body, but you're not causing an uncontrollable storm. Just a gentle breeze through the body. And when you're in your child's pose, stay there. Mandukasana, your frog, big toes together, knees nice and wide apart. Allow yourself to soften and to release down. Slip the hands under the forehead for this evening. You can have the hands one on top of the other, or you can rest the hands in your palms. Take your attention to your heart center as you rest in your frog and feel that you can breathe down into your chest. Feel that you can breathe into the sides of your rib cage. Feel that you can breathe into the back, into your shoulder blades. Feel that you can breathe right down towards the navel. Feel that you can breathe and expand into your collarbones. And now feel that you can breathe into all areas. Front, back, sides, bottom, top, the whole chest capacity area expanding beautifully. And the exhalation releasing. We'll do that twice more where there's a full breath, full expansion in. And then a complete release and softening and letting go of the exhalation. It's such a lovely feeling when you do that. Super. And then slowly release. To release, we're actually going to just slide down onto our tummies. There we go. That wasn't too hard. And we're going to be doing a variation of Bhujangasana, the cobra. So before we get there, you can, like we were with the cobbler, you can bring the soles of your feet together. Just allow them to stay up for now. Slip the forehead onto your hands. Take 2 deep breaths into your belly. So as you inhale, really feel that you can press the belly down into the mat. Exhale, you're releasing that kind of tension, that pressure from the abdomen. Do that once more. Giving us a chance to connect the front of our body to the ground, to the stable foundation below us. Hopefully you're doing yoga on a stable foundation. So from here, you're now going to just allow your legs to relax. As if the feet are wanting to come down to the mat. And if your hips are very open, you might find that your feet actually do touch the mat. But if you're like most normal people, they're going to be somewhere between being up and kind of halfway down. The forehead can rest onto the mat. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Feel that you can bring your elbows in. We need to keep those elbows nicely tucked in. And as we inhale, gently press the hips down to the ground. Allow the nose to slide along the mat. Feel that you can breathe. And I'm not using my hands to lift up. I really am just using the abdominal muscles and my back muscles. The hands are here just for a bit of stability, so I don't wobble around too much. Exhaling as you come back down. Inhaling as you breathe yourself up. Exhaling as you release yourself down. And now as you do this, can you allow your neck to remain an extension of your spine, and that you don't lift your chin and kink your head back and cut off the energy at the neck? Can you keep that neck nice and long? We're going to do about 3 more cobras here. Inhale as you come up, and exhale as you come down. If it doesn't feel right for your back to have your legs in this position this evening, then please make sure you extend them back, straight back in the traditional cobra. But what is so beautiful with Bhujangasana Cobra is that we get to open up the front of the body, the chest, the collarbone. On your next round, you're going to stay up, and we're just gently engaging and working, tightening the back muscle. So often from sitting and doing things like that, the back muscles lengthen and extend. And so here we're just gently training the back muscles back into not a sense of tightness, but into a sense of control, support. That's the word. A couple of smooth, steady breaths as you hold your cobra. And you'll find that because you're breathing, there will be movement of the body as you inhale. Your body will automatically want to lift a little because you're creating the pressure of the abdomen against the mat. And as you exhale, there'll be a little release, a little dip. When you are ready to release and to come out of it, do so slowly. Allow the hands to come back underneath the forehead. Extend the legs out and bring them back together. Maybe have the toes in and the heels out, or if you feel you need to have the legs straight back for a moment, do so. And then notice how the physical body feels. How is your emotional state? How's the mental activity, the chatter going on in the mind? Is there still a storm within, or is it just a gentle light breeze? And are you creating space? Space to just be, or are you creating a container? And then with that awareness, inhale as you draw yourself up. Exhale, pressing back into your child's pose. Lengthening out through the spine. Excellent. And then coming back up. Right, we'll come into a seated position. You may want to sit on that folded towel or a blanket, or if you've got a yoga pillow or block, slip that underneath your buttocks if you need it. We're going to be moving into a couple of forward bends here. And hang on. There we go. So we will start off warming up the body a little in this position and then moving into it quite comfortably. So from where we are going to bend the left leg, the right leg is straight. We're going to bring the left foot into the inner thigh, crossing the thumbs over one another like we did last week. And then as you exhale, just sliding forwards a little and inhaling. So nothing complicated, nothing too different to what we've been doing. As you exhale, it feels as if you're just leaning forward and inhaling. Super. Once more. And then from here, you can release the arms, release the leg, and that left leg out in front. And then same thing to the side. Bring that right foot into the inner thigh. Make sure you cross the opposite thumb over so that you can lengthen through that left leg, lengthen through the spine. The exhalation, you're just gently tilting forwards, leaning forwards, inhaling, coming back up. Moving to the rhythm of your breath. My soft body. One or two more rounds. And then you are ready to release. Release. Straighten out those legs again. Noticing how they feel. And then we're going to take it a little bit further. Janmur Shasana. So we're going to send the right leg out to the right, kind of just not quite 45-degree angle, but thereabout. And your left foot is going to come in towards you. Right. So your right foot is out to the side a little. Your left foot is in. If I'm sitting straight, this is where I would be. I'm now going to turn my torso to be over the right leg. So there's a little bit of a rotation, a little bit of a twist happening. I'm going to place my hands into your thighs. You can do that as well, or you can keep them up alongside your ears. And then as you exhale, you're going to tilt forwards and inhaling, coming back up. So as you exhale, you can bend your elbows, and they'll bend as much as you kind of need to tilt forwards, and then inhaling, straightening up. And again, it might be a very small movement, or it might be a really big one where your whole chest or forehead come down to your leg. Making it your own, moving dynamically with the breath. One last round. And release. Super. Extend that left leg. Maybe just observe. How does that right side feel compared to the left? And then we do the same thing on the other side. So the right foot comes in. So if my body is straight, it's facing forwards, but I'm going to rotate it so that it is over that leg. I'm placing the opposite hand on top this time. Inhale, I'm lengthening the spine. As I exhale, just bending the elbow. As if I'm inviting the chest to come down towards the shin. The inhalation coming back up again. There's absolutely no force or strain with it. I'm only going as far as my hamstring allows, as my back allows, and I'm enjoying the movement. Enjoying the gentle release through the back of the leg. You might feel that you don't want to move dynamically. You might feel that you want to just hold the posture statically and be in it and breathe in it. So I invite you to do that if that is what you feel you need. I love moving dynamically because I find that I get very tight, especially in my hamstrings. And by moving dynamically, it really does start to kind of pulsate and move the blood. And probably the lymph and a whole load of other nonsense that is stuck in there. And gently release, coming back up. This time, bringing the legs together. Giving them a good shake again. Super. So we're going to put a couple of things together that we've been working with this evening. We'll keep our right leg straight. We're going to bend the left knee so that left leg comes up. We're just gently going to work that left arm onto the inside of the left leg. The right arm is going to be resting on your thigh for now. So inhale as you lift and you lengthen. Exhale as you reach that arm forward. So similar to what we were doing a little earlier with both arms and one leg. This time, this knee is just pointing up. And we've got one hand supporting or resting on our leg. Exhaling, reaching forward. And inhaling, coming back. Maybe once more. This time when you're forwards, you're going to stay there. This is where the fun and games begin. We are now going to invite this arm to wrap around our leg. And it can rest where it needs to rest. And then the other arm, your right arm, you can wrap that around. And depending on how much movement and flexibility there's in the shoulders, you might find a bind or you might not. You need to lift your chest and you need to look over your right shoulder. So not in the direction that I'm looking. You need to be looking over your opposite shoulder so that you're opening up into your torso and rotating into a bit of an open twist as you hold onto your leg. And if our hands don't clasp, if they don't find a clasp, it's fine. They just rest on your backs wherever they reach. Another breath or two here. And then releasing the arms and releasing that left leg. Close the eyes for a moment. Rest your hands onto your knees or your thighs. And observe physical body, mental state, emotional state. Is there stillness within? Quiet. Everybody knows what is going to happen, what's coming next, as it's already done it. So bending that right knee this time, activating your left leg. Bring your right arm onto the inside of your left leg. Lift your left hand, resting your thigh. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and that's it. Just gently slide forwards. Inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, leaning forwards. Inhaling, coming back up. One or two more rounds here. And you'll know, your body will be like, okay, not ready yet. Or the body will be like, yeah, I think I'm ready. When you've got that stage when it says, I think I'm ready, stay there. Wrap that right arm around your leg. See if you can release or wrap your left arm around your back. You might find it fine. You might not. Feel that you can press down through your right foot. Inhale, lift the chest a little. And open up so that you're looking over your left shoulder. Your left leg is still long and active. Chest is open. Smiling, enjoying the breathing. The clasp is comfortable. You're not kind of gripping on for dear life with a finger or two. If that's the case, then just release the clasp and let the hands rest comfortably against any part of your body. Smile, enjoy, relax. And then when you are ready to release the clasp if you're clasping, release the arms. Bring yourself back to the center. Releasing the leg. And again, closing the eyes, lift the hands into the knees or the thighs. Breathe. Into the shoulder blades. Breathe down the spine into your lower back. Breathe up through the neck to the crown of your head so you can experience a bit more length and openness. Breathe in freedom into the chest. You can keep the eyes closed or you can open them, maybe bending the knees, and allow yourself to release forward into any version, any variation of a forward bend. So you may just want to rest the forearms on the thighs, the hands onto the feet, resting the arms into the thighs. You may want to angle the knees out to the sides and release through the center. You might want to cross the arms, allow the forehead to rest. There are many versions, variations. You can try them all and then see which one you prefer. Bring the body to stillness. Allowing your emotions to settle. Mind to quieten. Body to feel free and open. Wherever there's tightness, wherever there's still a little bit of tension sitting, feel that you can take 3 breaths into that area. Love Bringing a sense of space and openness to it. And inviting that area to release. Let it go. And when you're ready, you can uncurl, coming back up. Bringing the knees together. Give those knees a lovely squeeze. And release. Great. Coming into a comfortable seated position. So if you had your legs crossed right at the beginning, I know we didn't have our legs crossed, I have my legs crossed, I'll cross them the other way. So just sitting in whichever comfortable position works for you. We're going to do a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breath. If you're familiar with it, please go straight into it in your own time. For those who need a little bit of a reminder, I'll guide you through it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to try and do it a mirror image because I will confuse myself. So the left hand you can rest in Chin Mudra. Your right hand you can bring into a mudra of your choice, of where you either bring your index finger, middle finger into the palm of your hand, or you can rest those two fingers onto your third eye center. Thumb will be blocking off your right nostril. Ring finger, supported by the little finger, will be doing the same for your left nostril. Right. So the elbow comes to the center. I'm going to come a little closer. And it is a very gentle, light form of breathing. So as you rest there, you need to start off by very lightly closing the right nostril with the thumb, as if the butterfly has just landed on that side. Inhale through the left. Gently close the left, butterfly lands on that side, release the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Gently close the right, release the left, exhale out through the left. That's one round. So we inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale out through the right. Inhale through the right. And close the right and exhale out through the left. Second round. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. Third round. And you continue in through the left. Such a subtle change between rounds where you're lifting and gently pressing onto the nose. Not a hard press, it is the softest, most gentle pressure that you can imagine. There's always contact of either the thumb or the ring finger to the nose. It is just the amount of pressure that changes when you're closing off the nostril. We're doing just 2 more rounds. And if you lose track of where you are, it really doesn't matter. You can just always start with an inhalation through the right nostril. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. And out through the left. And once you've completed, you can release your hand down to your lap. Nadi Shodhana, your alternate nostril breath. Bring in a sense of balance. Balancing the right and the left hemispheres of the brain. And to balance our emotions. The masculine, the feminine, the hot, the cold. When you're ready, bring the palms of your hands together. Cup them over your eyes. Take a smooth deep breath in. And slowly out. And And from there you can blink your eyes a few times. And we'll make ourselves comfortable for relaxation. So come and lie on your mat. If you need to, you can switch off your light, grab a blanket, grab a bolster, an eye bag, whatever you feel you need. Anything that makes you feel comfortable. If you need a jersey, slip that on, or socks. And then again, lie in a way that is most comfortable for you. So if your back is not comfortable enough to have your legs straight out in front of you, do so. If you feel that you do need to have your knees bent to ease the lower back, please go ahead and do that. And start off by allowing your head to loll a little from side to side, releasing any little bit of tension or tightness from the neck. And then let it settle in the center. Make tight fists of your hands. Reach your hands down towards your feet. Take a deep breath in and slowly out. Relaxing arms, hands, and fingers. And flex your feet. Tighten your thighs. Tighten your buttocks. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as much as you feel necessary. And then as you exhale, relax and release, letting go. Soft buttocks, soft legs, soft knees, ankles, and feet. Inhale deeply and allow your belly to expand. Exhale, allow it to relax. Inhale, breathing deeply, allow the belly to rise. Exhaling, sighing the air out. Inhale deeply into your belly, into your whole body, your full body. And as you exhale, relax and release, letting go. Feel that you can take a breath into your physical body. Breathe down into your legs and your feet. And with each exhalation, allow your legs and your feet to release, to relax, to soften. Inhale into your hips and your pelvis. And as you exhale, allow the hips and your pelvis to relax, to release, and to soften. Inhale into your back, along your whole spine, your whole back. Feel it expand. And as you exhale, allow your back to relax, to release, and to soften. And you'll find that as your back relaxes, releases, and softens into the space and the earth behind you, the front of your body automatically does the same. The abdomen, the diaphragm, the chest. Any tightness, any tension there begins to melt away. Relaxing, releasing, and softening. Now just feel that you're able to breathe into your chest, your shoulders, your collarbones. That whole upper section where we so often hold and harbor tension. And with each exhalation, feel that you can relax. Release that area a little bit more. And soften a fraction more than before. And as those areas relax, release and soften, your arms automatically melt into the ground. Breathe right down to your fingertips. And as you exhale, allow your arms to relax, to release, and to be soft. And then lastly, finally, generally the hardest part. Breathe into the neck, into your face, and into your forehead. And give yourself permission to allow your head to relax. Allow the mind, your thoughts, your emotions to relax. Allow your head to release. And allow your thoughts and your emotions, no matter what they are, to release themselves. And now allow your head to be soft. The thoughts, the emotions, allow them to be soft. Your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body. At this point, are completely relaxed, released, and soft. And in this soft, relaxed state, you allow your breath to flow in and slowly out. Noticing the lightness of the inhalation. A sense of freedom and space the breath has within you to move now. Following the breath in, following the breath out. Lovely. And then slowly release. Letting go of that practice. And allowing your awareness to return to your physical body. It is now hopefully a little softer, a little lighter, and able to experience a little more freedom. And in this physical body, you begin to breathe a little more deeply, noticing the rise and the fall of the chest. You allow the thumbs to move along your fingertips, waking up your hands. You wiggle your toes, waking up your feet. When you're ready, stretch your arms out behind. And yawn if you want to. You can stretch diagonally through your body, your right arm and left leg. Then left arm and right leg. Arms one way, legs the other. Take a nice deep breath in. And let it go. When you're ready, hug your knees to your chest. Give them a good squeeze. If you need to rock from side to side, go ahead and do so. Eventually, you roll all the way onto your right side, or whichever side feels most comfortable. And you're welcome to just stay there for a little while. But if you feel that you are ready to come up, you can come up slowly into any comfortable seated position. Placing your hands in your lap or in a mudra of your choice. With the eyes closed, and where you're taking 3 slow breaths, just think of 3 things that you're grateful for today. No matter how big or small, 3 things you're grateful for. And once you've had a chance to allow those to settle within you, you can then bring your hands to your heart center. Gently tilting your head down, take a moment to acknowledge the beautiful, amazing being that you are. Little bundle of joy and light. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And namaste. Well done, everyone. Thank you for being here and for joining. It was so lovely to have you all. Well done.
Thanks so much, Nina.